Hi, welcome back to Amaka's Advice. So, today I wanted to talk about peace of mind. Peace of mind is so important, and I feel like there's not a lot of attention brought towards it. It's often kind of overlooked because, there's so much going on all the time. It just seems unattainable. It honestly plays a lot into our happiness and more than we even realize. I mean, if you could think about if you've ever heard some good news from somebody, and at the time, I don't know, maybe you lost your job or you heard some bad news, or you and your significant other were going through some issues, and when you hear their good news, it's like you want to be happy for them, but deep down you kind of have some other things going on, so you can't even fully be genuine in your happiness for them. It's honestly perfectly normal. We all do it. We all have a lot going on, and sometimes it's hard for us to, overextend ourselves to have joy for somebody else when we have things going on in our lives. If you think about Instagram, like, see how many likes you had this week versus last week, or if you post something and somebody else posts something, instantly comparing yourself, comparing followers, even grades, this is all completely normal, but it is something that we need to be cautious of and aware of because we don't want it to turn into I have so much going on and I can't be happy for you. And then that manifests into I have so much going on and now I have all these bad habits for me to find a way to find that peace again. So I've just come up with 3 steps to consider. If you feel like you're going through a lot and you have a hard time and you want to be happy and you want to be, centered and you want to be okay, but it just seems like you just can't catch a break, here are some things that may help you find that peace again. The first thing is clearing your mind. Now, that can be through meditation, yoga, prayer, turning your phone off, which I mean can be hard, but definitely doable. Doing this every day can really help clear your mind of negative thoughts. For example, I meditate every day if I can. I try to. I actually use an app. It's called Breathe, Breethe. And what it basically does is guides me through meditation because I didn't understand meditation before, and up until a couple months ago I never really had tried it. And it is honestly amazing. It basically, you know, helps you figure out where your mind is supposed to go, recenters you back to where you are, and it gets a lot easier as you go on. And even I believe I started with a like 10-day trial or 10-day plan, and it basically just helped you meditate for 10 days, and it tailors it towards somebody who's a first time meditator. It's definitely a great avenue for that. So, clearing your mind can honestly take away some of that pressure from everyday struggles. I mean, waking up late causes stress in your life. Getting to class or work late or on time or early can cause some issues or some stress in your life. Forgetting things, I know I can be very forgetful at times, or if you have some responsibilities that you don't meet, it can be very stressful. So, finding that time every day to just release, it can really help recenter you, help you smile every day, and not feel like the weight of the world is constantly on your shoulders. A second way to help find that peace is to feel the pain. And by that, I mean, at the end of the day, we know that life is not easy for anybody, and there are always going to be things that stress you out or that cause you pain or that frustrate you to no end. And they don't just disappear every day just because you've decided that you want to overcome them. They still come around. You have to find a way to battle them. So what I recommend doing is acknowledging that pain, acknowledging those hurts, acknowledging those times where you're so frustrated that you don't know what to do, and just let those things come out. For example, I received some bad news recently, and my normal reaction would be to say it's okay, brush it off my shoulder, bottle it up somewhere, and then go about my day. But the problem with that is that it eventually comes out later on, or it comes out in an unhealthy way. So what I instead did was I took the time to myself, so went to the bathroom and just let it out. If you need to do it in private, it doesn't have to be in front of everybody to see if you don't want it to. You can find that time in private, but while that pain is brewing inside of you, you need to let it out then. Because the issue with bottling it up is unhealthy habits, unhealthy outbursts, and eventually, if you let something out in a way that you didn't intend to let it out, it can also cause more harm than good. So, letting those things out when they happen or around the time when they do happen can definitely help ease that a little bit and kind of make you feel a little bit more at peace. So, just cry it out, wipe your tears, and move on. And know that you let that out. That was your time. Take that time and keep going. Lastly, identify. So, identify basically means put those feelings that you felt in the right box. It's easier to break down negative feelings if you know exactly where they're coming from and know exactly what they mean. And the way to go about doing that is to, like I said, feel that pain. You've cleared your mind. You know that the hurt came from this situation, but identify what about that situation caused you to feel pain or feel hurt or feel any type of negative feeling. Here's an example. If you're like me, let's take the light route. If you're like me and you love food and you love to eat, um, chances are you're not eating because you love food so much. Chances are you're eating because you're bored or you're unhappy or honestly for any reason. I mean, you can eat because you're annoyed or because things are not going your way, but this can lead to excessive weight gain. So that's a habit, an unhealthy habit that can be caused from misplacing that hurt. I know that happened to me, and I had to identify why I wanted to eat so much, or why I was eating all the time, or why I'm eating when I ate 10 minutes ago or an hour ago, because I knew I wasn't hungry. So I made the conscious decision to really ask myself, am I hungry? So when I would be, go to the fridge or go to the kitchen to get some food, I would ask myself, am I hungry? No. Why am I eating? Because I'm annoyed because certain things are not going the way that I had planned for them to go that day, or I was just bored and didn't have anything to do. Honestly, making this conscious effort really helped lead to my weight loss. I lost over now 20 pounds since around January, February of 2017. So it definitely works, and it definitely works with other avenues in your life. But if food is a filler and that unhealthy habit for you, identifying it, identifying why you do it and why you're hungry definitely helps. Essentially, we need to break down these negative feelings and make space for those positive feelings, make space for that happiness and that joy, make room for it. So by identifying these feelings, by feeling these feelings, and by clearing our mind every day and finding that peace every day, it's a lot easier to find that happiness within and get back on that destination to happiness. It makes you just more positive, spreading more positivity, being able to celebrate those big moments with people that you love without thinking about everything that is going on in your life or that baggage that's constantly attached to you. At the end of the day, I am not an expert on any of this, but I've definitely been someone who had to constantly battle to find that peace and that happiness, feeling like negativity was surrounding me. So I had to figure out how to pull myself out of that place in a healthy way and basically just return to that positive person I've always been. I've always been known to be, a happier, positive person. And I think when I really reached that low point, it was hard for me to even, smiling was weird. So pulling myself out of that really helped me. And I hope that some of these tips can help you or somebody that you love, somebody that you care about. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you liked this message. I hope this was a positive message that you're able to share. Please subscribe to my page. I also have launched my new blog page, so make sure to check that out in the description bar below. I hope you tune in for my next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing day.